So today we want to talk about Europe's skyrocketing gas prices, where people are struggling to pay their bills, particularly on horrible days like this where you want to heat your home, but people are currently choosing between heating and eating. So fingers have been pointed all over the place, but very rarely, in fact, they pointed here at the European institutions. We are here in Brussels, and actually it's these institutions who have been instrumental in creating the gas crisis and the price crisis in Europe. For the past 10 years, we've literally put the gas industry in charge of our energy policy. It means that the EU has built huge amounts of new gas infrastructure, pipelines and ports to import gas, and that's led to a huge dependency on gas. So when prices go up, we're incredibly vulnerable. We've done that because the European Commission, as well as other parts of the EU, are constantly listening to the gas industry. The gas industry has literally been in the driving seat of deciding EU policy. The gas industry being asked by the EU to predict future gas use. So imagine, the gas industry itself has been asked to say how much gas are we going to use in the next 10 years. Obviously, it's overinflated its estimations. So we've got overinflated estimations, and then the EU has asked the gas industry, okay, propose projects to meet that demand. So it's proposed pipelines, it's proposed gas ports, it's proposed these sorts of things, and then the EU has said, well, here's the money and here's the political support to go and build these projects. So no wonder we find ourselves in a situation where we're far too reliant on gas, we're far too reliant on underused infrastructure, and what's more, it's going to get worse because the EU is going to increase its gas import capacity by another 35%. That means we're going to be even more vulnerable to gas price rises and these sort of spikes that we're seeing. And all these billions that have been spent on new infrastructure, those are billions that have not been spent on renewable electricity. They've not been spent on energy efficiency, and they've not been spent on insulating people's homes that could have saved so much of the pain that people are suffering right now. And what's more, big oil and gas companies are recording unbelievable profits. Shell's profits in 2021 quadrupled on the year before because of these huge price increases. And yet us, the bill payers, are having to pay through the nose for energy. If we want to tackle this, we cannot continue to be so reliant on gas. We need to move away from gas as fast as possible, but the only way we're going to do that here in the EU is if we stop listening to the gas industry. We need to kick the gas lobby out of climate policy, and we need to make sure that our decision makers are listening to voices who represent the public interest. What we really need is fossil-free politics, and that starts today.